Good morning from the San Diego airport. I'm on my way to El Paso, Texas at the moment to begin a 5-day Texplorer road trip around West Texas with Travel Texas. I've never been to this region before. I have no idea what to expect. I'm told there's going to be a group of people traveling with me. I'm told there's going to be a lot of outdoor adventure. So this is the story of 5 days in West Texas. Let's go. On a constant quest to understand more of my own country, when I have the chance to explore a new place in the US, I jump at the opportunity. I honestly don't know much about Texas, so I'm excited to see what's in store. And it all begins in El Paso. Good morning from Franklin Mountain State Park. This is step one, day one of the adventure here in Texas. We start the trip with a hike. It gets hot in Texas, so you have to do your hiking early. I meet my fellow Texplorers, Jacob, Esther, and Michelle, and our crew behind the scenes. We got hard hats. We're gonna go up into an old copper mine. This is the way to properly start a Texas trip. Let's go. The old copper mine isn't for the claustrophobic. There's a series of small dark tunnels that you couldn't pay me to work in. Oh, this is nice. Oh, wow. There's a jacuzzi. All right, we are deep inside the prospector's mine now. Traveling through, looking at all the rock formations. It's actually quite spacious once you get out of the main entrance. Traveling deeper in Texas on day one, quite literally. It's a really interesting experience, but I am happy once we're above ground again. Nailed it! Back in the city, it's L&J's Cafe for lunch. It's an El Paso landmark and the most suggested spot by you guys on Instagram. The queso's ridiculously good, tacos are top notch, and the sopapillas are insane. Alright, these are sopapillas. They're like little fried dough with honey on top, pastries, hollow in the middle. Oh man, so good. Fueled up, we ventured downtown to visit the art museum and all of its engaging exhibits, like this one, and this one. Next, it's outside to see the city murals and art installations. Alright, we're just walking around the city checking out all the different street art installations, and one of the coolest ones that we found is right here, and it's all just a misting water spigots. Really nice for these hot Texas days. Oh yeah. For dinner we eat at Taft Diaz in our hotel. It's international cuisine with a Mexican flair created by a well-known chef, Oscar Herrera. If you ever come here, get the mussels with bone marrow. Trust me. Day 2 begins with another hike. This time it's Hueco Tank State Park. The area played a major survival role throughout history because rainwater pools in these crazy rock formations. It was a good place to find fresh water in the desert for both indigenous people and wildlife. Jacob is our official snake whisperer. He has to go in the caves first to check and see if there's any snakes.
Oh God. Don't see any yet.
After the hike, we grabbed brunch at Salt and Honey in El Paso. Now, if you ever come here, get the croissant French toast or Thanksgiving sandwich. Then it's 3 hours to Fort Davis. All right, we're on our way to Fort Davis right now, and we just stopped at this place. Prada art installation. All right, the most iconic place here in Fort Davis is actually the original Fort Davis, the historical site in which this town gets its name. This is the fort where people were stationed many, many years ago. There's still a barracks, there's a bunch of old historical information. There's the cabins out there sitting in front of some incredible rock formations. It's a cool spot. Let's actually walk into the barracks. We take a tour of the old barracks, get a glimpse of what life's like back in the late 1800s, and learn a few things. All right, we're over here at the original Fort Davis in the barracks on the hay bed. Did you know that Hit the Hay actually comes because this is a bed made of hay, and also waking up on the right side of the bed is because that's your personal space on the right side. The town of Fort Davis is straight out of the history books as well. It's quiet and clean, and there's a great drugstore that makes me wish I grew up in the 1950s. And at one point, I also tried to buy a cowboy hat. What's the difference? As someone from New York, I've never had a hat.
This is a Western hat, and then this would be generally a fedora or dress hat.
Okay, so a little softer.
Yeah,
okay.
And I make 100% beaver or a beaver blend of half rabbit and half beaver.
Okay.
Let's see.
This is where you make them all, huh?
Yeah, this is the dark room, and I've got the light room in there.
And what's that big machine over there?
That is a flanger. That old machine there's a crown iron. Then you sand this down, and then this will be considerably thinner.
Wow.
You know, it generally, if you see a thick hat, it's
craft?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Wow, this is I appreciate your time.
Sure.
This is really great. Then we head to Davis Mountain State Park for sunset. So we have made it to Davis Mountain State Park, and we are at this beautiful scenic overlook with our main man, Tyler. Tyler, where are we right now?
Hey, we are on an island. We're on a sky island, a cooler, higher, wetter mountain oasis in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert in far west Texas.
Look at this beautiful scenery. From where we stand at the top of Skyline Drive, we're at a mile high, and the views and temperature from here are absolutely perfect. Day 3 starts with a swim at the Indian Lodge, and then it's time to get back on the road. We make a quick stop at a Target that doesn't sell anything, and drive until we reach Big Bend National Park. Tonight we're staying just outside the park in a place called Terralingua, which is said to be a ghost town. And I think this old mansion we stay in helps support that claim. And we are here. They said it's right at the edge of ghost town, correct? So it's going to be an active night. Let's see the room. Take a look, this is the green room. That's interesting. Ghost town. Dinner's at a very cool local joint called Starlight Theatre. I try the venison and wild boar sausage and then have the best brisket of my life. And after dinner, for some reason, we decide to go out and explore the ghost town. All right, we are officially leaving the ghost town now. How'd you guys sleep last night?
I think I heard some things.
Okay, interesting. Esther, how'd you sleep?
I think I met Mrs. Perry.
The owner of this place?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Okay. Marlon, how'd you sleep?
Like a baby, but I left my lights on.
You did? Good morning, it is day 4 of our adventures. We are just outside the Big Bend National Park, and we are about to go supping. What's up, guys? What's up? We got a full crew. We're gonna head into the river right here, hopefully not get swept away, but we got some fearless leaders. Here it is, what's up, day 4. On this morning, we go stand-up paddleboarding down the Rio Grande. It's essentially the river that splits Mexico and the US in this section of the border. The water's green, the landscape's rugged, and the paddlers are inexperienced at best. Then it's right back on the trails. All right, after a beautiful morning of stand-up paddleboarding, we are back on the trails, and we are at Grapevine Hills Trail. It's about a mile in and a mile back. It was a rocky road to get here. It's a rocky road up. Let's go. This is my favorite hike of the entire trip. Rocks jetting out of the ground like alien formation and swollen fingers, all leading up to a freakishly cool balancing rock. Wait, look at what's happening here. And finally, last stop of the day, Santa Elena Canyon. Running the spot. All right, we've made it to one of the most iconic places in all of Big Bend National Park, and that is this giant canyon here. The girls are running ahead to get the shots. We got the last bit of light here. It looks incredible. There's this giant wall, giant cliff wall. Almost looks like the Wall of the North for those Game of Thrones fans. It's one of the most popular spots in Big Bend and even good enough for wedding photos. Very cool. And on this day, we're up early. It's just after 7 a.m. We've been driving for well over an hour down this dirt road, and now we're going on a little hike. We're heading to a hot spring this morning, and we're going early to, one, beat the midday sun, which really beats down at right after about 10 a.m. You really start to feel it. And two, we're gonna try to beat the crowds. So there's a hot spring. It should be only about a half a mile walk in. Let's go check it out. And we made it to the hot spring. And we made it to the hot spring. It's toasty, sun's coming up. River in the background, it's a beautiful place. Welcome to the hot spring.
And puberty.
Then it's off to Marfa. All right. Excuse my voice and my look. I just woke up from a little nap. It's About a 2-hour drive that we took from Terlingua to here now in Marfa. This place is pretty historic. It's pretty well known for its art scene. We're about to head into the ballroom right now, tear up this town. Let's go. You could call it weird or artistic, but either way, Marfa's a very unique place. The ballroom is filled with conceptual art. El Cosmico is filled with Airstreams you can rent out, and there's even a shop downtown which just has a vending machine inside.
Just here out of nowhere. See vending.
What's in here?
Do you need an energy clearing kit?
Energy clearing kit. Crushed pink. Interesting. I can't quite figure this place out, but I bet hipsters, artists, and Instagrammers love it. It's cool to see something so different in what seems to be the middle of nowhere. Not what I expected at all. In our final accommodation on this trip in Marfa, we are in El Paisano, which is a beautiful hotel. A little bit of a blast from the past. It's got photos of Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor all over the place. A couple of taxidermied heads. A very, very Texas feel in here. It's a great spot. We have our last group dinner at the Pizza Foundation, and just like that, we finish off the trip by checking out Marfa's nightlife scene. What? All right, so we just got some local tips. We were hanging out at one bar and they said, you gotta come down to this other bar. It's called Casita Bar. It is a very interesting spot, case in point. And there's about to be some live music right here. We're gonna grab some beers, and this is our last night in Marfa, and I like Marfa by night. Maybe even more than I like Marfa by day. This is weird and wonderful, and I like it. Let's get some beers.
When you die, it'll blow in your day.
All right, that is it for my time here in West Texas. We are right here in Marfa, right in the middle of the streets. A huge thank you to the crew. The Texplorers. A big thank you to Travel Texas. It's been an incredible trip. We did Fort Davis, we did Marfa, we did El Paso, we did Big Bend. It's been a great few days. Hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you go check out everybody here on social media. Their links will be in the description of this video. And signing out, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next week. Bye. Did you see anything?
There were about 30 snakes in there. I decided that I'd kill half of them.
That's not nice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On this channel, we do not support the harming, maiming, or indecency of any living animal.
But what if I
Disclaimer.
would have died?
Price you gotta pay, I guess, for exploration. Good morning, it is day 4 of our adventures. We are here in Big Bend National Park. We are about to go supping. Sup, guys?
We're not in the park.
Just kidding, we're not in the park. Behind the scenes.
Okay, that's fine. You can get out.
I'm full of shoot. This is the real life. You're on the Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, you're doing great. All right, after about a 3.5 hour, close to a 4-hour drive from El Paso, we have made it to Fort Davis State Park, correct?
Davis Mountain State Park.
Davis Mountain State Park. Take two. I'm sorry. All right, after about a 3.5 hour drive from, where were we started from? Wildlife. Look at that. That was crazy.